Now we're finding out maybe the best NBA trainer in the absolute business would like to train Caitlin Clark this offseason.
With a major story. So it looked like famed NBA trainer Chris Brickley has broken his silence about Caitlin Clark and potentially working with her to make a healthy recovery.
Caitlin Clark just made a move that has the WNBA absolutely terrified After a season destroyed by injuries, she's now working with the legendary NBA trainer who keeps LeBron James and Kevin Durant playing at an elite level past 40. This isn't just about getting better, it's about exposing a massive failure and changing Clark's career trajectory forever. Get ready, because she's coming back different.
I like to hear I'm all in on this move. I've been saying I want to see Caitlin Clark train with some new higher level elite training. I want her to get the hell away from Indiana as far as training. I don't want her practicing with Stephanie White. I don't want her working with the Indiana Fever training staff, even though they're getting a new senior advisor and all that. I don't want none of that. I think there's a few things that Caitlin, if she add these few things to her bag, she's definitely unstoppable. Chris Brickley, legendary NBA trainer working with the likes of Carmelo Anthony. When y'all saw Carmelo Anthony lose all that weight and get in shape, Hoodie Melo, he worked with Carmelo Anthony, Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young.
So who is this trainer? We're talking about Chris Brickley, a name synonymous with NBA superstardom. His client list reads like a Hall of Fame induction speech. LeBron, Durant, Carmelo Anthony, and dozens of other legends who trust him with their bodies and their multi-million-dollar careers. Brickley isn't just good, he's arguably the best private trainer in basketball, period.
Structure of that specific team.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You just called it.
Sometimes
some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need to be with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years, and
you work with Caitlin Clark?
So we were going to work last summer, but I was gonna have to go to Indianapolis, and I respected when you're young on your team, you work.
Recently, Brickley went public, expressing his strong desire to train Clark. He revealed they've been talking for years, almost connecting last offseason. The timing didn't work out then because Clark, ever the loyal team player, was focused on working with the Indiana Fever staff. But now, after the absolute disaster that was her injury-plagued season, Brickley is hoping she'll come to New York this offseason and get some real work in. And trust me, she needs it.
That she'll come to New York and we'll get some work in. She's the reason why the WNBA has become so big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
She's an amazing talent. She's changed the game.
She has absolutely changed.
Yeah.
Women's sports
for sure.
Just
and I love
generally
competitiveness too.
Oh man, I know. She's that's the other piece too, that it's okay for women to be competitive.
Because let's be brutally honest, Clark's 2025 season was a nightmare. She played only 13 games out of the entire regular season due to injuries. 13 games for the player who brought unprecedented attention and revenue to the WNBA, who was supposed to build on a dominant first year. That's catastrophic. Something went seriously wrong with how her body was prepared and maintained, and it's pretty obvious the Fever's training staff didn't do her any main favors. Here's the untold story of what happened. Clark hit the weight room hard last offseason, adding significant muscle. Many thought it was the right move given the physical punishment she took as a rookie. But here's the critical problem: adding muscle without the right training methodology, without understanding how that added mass affects movement patterns and joint stress, can actually make you more injury prone. That's likely exactly what happened. Clark suffered a groin injury that derailed her season, an injury often linked to muscle imbalances, flexibility issues, or trying to move explosively with a body that's been changed too quickly. When you add significant muscle mass in a short period, your nervous system and connective tissues need time to adapt. If you don't give them that time, if you just jump right into explosive basketball movements, injuries are inevitable. This is basic sports science that the Fever's training staff either didn't know or didn't implement properly. This is where Chris Brickley becomes invaluable. He's not just a strength coach or a skills trainer. He's a comprehensive performance specialist who understands how to keep elite athletes healthy and performing for as long as humanly possible. Look at his track record. LeBron James is playing at an elite level deep into his 30s. Kevin Durant is 37 and still a scoring machine. Carmelo Anthony played until 37 and was still contributing heavy minutes in his final season. That longevity doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of smart, science-based training that prioritizes long-term health. Most players start declining in their early 30s, their bodies breaking down. Brickley's clients seem to age in reverse. They play longer, stay healthier, and maintain elite performance when their peers are retiring. If Clark can tap into that knowledge, she could extend her career by years and avoid the injury issues that destroyed this season. The fact that Brickley is actively pursuing Clark speaks volumes. He doesn't need her name for credibility. His resume is unimpeachable. He doesn't chase clients for clout. So when he goes on a podcast and says he'd love to work with Clark, that she's changed the game and is the reason the WNBA is booming, that's genuine respect from someone who recognizes greatness. He sees Clark as special and wants to help her reach her full, unstoppable potential. Some fans are viewing this as a negative, which is absolutely wild to me. Why would working with arguably the best trainer in basketball be anything other than a massive positive? The only explanation is they don't understand who Brickley is, or they're so invested in defending the Fever organization that they can't admit the team's training staff ultimately failed Clark this season. Because let's be real, they absolutely failed her. She came into the season in what was supposed to be peak condition, and her body broke down after 13 games. That's a failure of preparation and management. The Fever organization as a whole doesn't inspire confidence right now. Their medical staff has been questionable. Their training protocols clearly didn't work, and their injury reporting was vague. They simply don't seem to have the infrastructure to properly support a player of Clark's caliber. Clark needs access to the absolute best resources available, and if those resources aren't in Indianapolis, then she needs to go where they are. That might mean training in New York with Brickley for significant portions of the offseason. Interestingly, Brickley also trains Angel Reese. Some might see this as a criticism. Why work with your rival's trainer? But it's actually another point in Brickley's favor. Professional trainers work with multiple clients, often from competing teams. It's normal. Reese trusting him shows that players across the league recognize his value. Going forward, Clark needs to take control of her own career in ways she maybe hasn't before. She's been loyal to the Fever organization, but after this season, that loyalty might be misplaced. She needs to prioritize working with the best people available, regardless of whether they're affiliated with her team. If that means spending significant time in New York with Brickley, that's what she should do. Her career is too important to leave in the hands of people who've already proven they can't protect her health. Brickley's track record suggests he understands the balance between preparing a body for intense physical demands and ensuring proper recovery better than almost anyone. His clients play heavy minutes deep into the playoffs year after year without breaking down. That's exactly what Clark needs for a long, successful career. There's also the invaluable mental and emotional benefit of working with someone who's trained the absolute best players in the world. Brickley has seen greatness up close. He knows what separates good players from legends. He can provide perspective and guidance that goes beyond just physical training, helping Clark manage pressure, expectations, and how to continue improving even as the competition adjusts to her strengths. That mentorship is almost as valuable as the training itself. The competitive advantage Clark would gain from working with Brickley should absolutely terrify her rivals. She's already the most skilled offensive player in the WNBA. Her shooting range, court vision, and ability to create are unmatched. Now, imagine if she stays healthy for a full season, if her body is prepared to handle the punishment without breaking down, if she comes back with improved strength and explosiveness that's properly integrated into her movement patterns, she'd be absolutely unstoppable. Some of the best players in WNBA history never worked with trainers at Brickley's level because those resources simply weren't available or emphasized in women's basketball. Clark has the opportunity to access training methods and expertise that previous generations couldn't. That's not unfair, that's just smart. She's using every resource available to maximize her potential. Other players should be doing the same instead of complaining about advantages they aren't pursuing themselves. Caitlin Clark working with Chris Brickley changes everything for next season. She's accessing elite training most WNBA players never get, and after a season ruined by injuries, she's taking control of her career. Her competition should be worried because she's coming back better, stronger, and more dominant than ever before. But this isn't the only major shakeup in the WNBA. If you thought this was wild, wait until you see the untold truth about the league's biggest rivalries and the controversial moves players are making to gain an edge. Click here to watch our deep dive into the shocking secrets the WNBA doesn't want you to know. But before we dive into those deep secrets, let's unpack why Clark's move is so significant for the WNBA as a whole, and how it directly relates to those controversial moves we hinted at. This isn't just about one player's health. It's about a seismic shift in player empowerment and the professionalization of women's basketball. For too long, WNBA players have been expected to rely solely on team-provided resources, which frankly often lag far behind their male counterparts in the NBA. Clark, by seeking out Brickley, is essentially declaring that she's done waiting for the league or her team to catch up. She's taking her career, her health, and her potential into her own hands. And that's a controversial statement in itself, because it exposes the existing inadequacies. Think about it. In the NBA, it's not just common, it's practically standard practice for elite players to have their own robust multi-million-dollar off-season teams. They have personal trainers, nutritionists, chefs, physical therapists, massage therapists, mental performance coaches, and even sleep specialists, all working in concert with their team staff. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, these guys invest heavily in their bodies because they understand it's their primary asset. For years, WNBA players have largely been denied this level of comprehensive personalized support due to smaller budgets, less media attention, and a league structure that hasn't always prioritized individual player investment at the highest level. This disparity isn't just unfair, it directly impacts player longevity, performance, and injury prevention, as Clark's recent season tragically proved. Clark's decision isn't just about accessing Brickley, it's about setting a new precedent. She's leveraging her unprecedented popularity and earning potential to demand the absolute best, effectively forcing the WNBA to confront its systemic shortcomings. This isn't an attack on the Fever, it's a necessary evolution for the league. When the biggest star, the player generating record viewership and revenue, has to go outside the traditional team structure to ensure her physical well-being, it sends a powerful message. It tells other players, especially those without Clark's financial leverage, that they might have to fight harder for the resources they need. It also puts immense pressure on WNBA franchises to either significantly upgrade their own player support infrastructure or risk losing their top talent to preventable injuries. What exactly does a Brickley-level partnership entail that team staff often can't replicate? It's far more than just lifting weights or running drills. It's a hyper-personalized, data-driven approach that combines advanced biomechanical analysis to optimize movement patterns, pinpointing inefficiencies that could lead to injury. It involves cutting-edge recovery protocols, from cryotherapy and hyperbaric chambers to specialized massage and active recovery techniques. There's also a heavy emphasis on nutritional science, designing meal plans tailored to an athlete's specific metabolic needs and training demands. And crucially, it includes mental conditioning, preparing players to handle the immense pressure and grind of a professional season. This isn't just reactive injury treatment, it's proactive, holistic performance optimization designed for long-term dominance. The ripple effect of Clark's projected partnership with Brickley will be immense. Rival WNBA teams are already undoubtedly scrambling, analyzing their own player development and medical protocols. They'll be asking hard questions. Is our strength and conditioning staff equipped to handle elite talent? Are our recovery methods sufficient? Are we providing comprehensive nutritional and mental health support? Clark's move acts as a benchmark, raising the bar for player care across the entire league. Those teams that choose to ignore this shift risk falling further behind, not just in terms of on-court performance, but also in their ability to attract and retain top-tier talent who will increasingly demand the same elite support Clark is now seeking out. And the impact on rivalries? It's twofold. First, there's the obvious competitive fear. A healthy, stronger, and more explosively efficient Clark is a nightmare for opposing defenses. But second, and perhaps more subtly, it's about the psychological edge. Clark is demonstrating an unparalleled commitment to her craft, an unwillingness to settle for anything less than the best. This signals a level of professionalism and strategic thinking that can be intimidating. When rivals see her investing in herself at this level, it forces them to question if they're doing enough. It creates a new standard, a pressure to match her dedication or risk being outmatched both physically and mentally. This isn't just about outplaying opponents, it's about out-preparing them. The financial stakes here cannot be overstated. Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw in the WNBA, arguably in all of women's sports right now. Her presence on the court directly translates to record-breaking viewership, sold-out arenas, and soaring merchandise sales. A season like 2025, where she played only 13 games, isn't just a personal setback, it's a significant financial blow to the entire league. It impacts broadcast deals, sponsorship revenue, and overall fan engagement. From a purely business perspective, the WNBA and its teams need Clark to be healthy and playing a full season. Her proactive decision to work with Brickley, even if it's an outside resource, is ultimately an investment in the league's financial future. It's an acknowledgement that protecting her health is paramount to protecting the WNBA's burgeoning success. This dynamic also highlights the evolving relationship between players and their teams in professional sports. The traditional model often assumes absolute loyalty and reliance on team-provided resources. However, as players gain more influence and understanding of their own bodies and careers, that model is shifting. Clark's choice isn't necessarily disloyal to the Fever, but rather a demonstration of self-preservation and career longevity. She's prioritizing her long-term health and performance over potentially suboptimal short-term solutions offered by her team. This is a common strategy in the NBA, where star players often have primary allegiances to their personal training staff and use team facilities as a supplement. Clark is simply bringing this modern approach to the WNBA, challenging the status quo for the betterment of her career. Ultimately, this move solidifies Caitlin Clark's place not just as a generational talent, but as a trailblazer off the court as well. She's not just breaking records with her shooting, she's breaking down barriers in how professional women's athletes approach their physical and mental preparation. Her partnership with Chris Brickley signifies a conscious strategic decision to invest in a career that could span well over a decade, provided her body can withstand the rigors. She's aiming for sustained excellence, not just a few dominant seasons. This isn't a temporary fix, it's a foundational rebuild, ensuring that when she steps back onto the court next season, she's not just different, she's built to last, ready to conquer the WNBA for years to come. The era of WNBA stars taking full, uncompromising control of their destinies has officially begun, and Caitlin Clark is leading the charge.